I'm curious, hot take, three pieces of gear that you think every videographer should have.
Um, okay. Well,
Or three pieces of gear that you don't like that most people wouldn't think about. Like obviously like a light. That's important, but like
a
that
camera would be a good start.
yeah, no. That most people would not think like, oh, like you've been doing video for at this point, you graduated in 2014 college, right? So 8 years at this point. Um in your journey of doing all these videos, hours and hours of filming, you're like, wow, I learned after 6 years of doing this, I need that, but I would have never thought to do that kind of thing.
Um, well, I don't know about never thought, but definitely the stabilizer I just got. Shout out DJI Ronin. The RSC2 or SC2 is, I just got it for this most recent tour. I've always been working with this handheld Ronin, which I really like, but their new one is just a beast. It's really beautiful. It works really well, especially with the focus meter or the focus rig where you can just use your finger and you're pulling the focus on the camera. And going off of that, I would say a really good lens, like a versatile zoom lens for a videographer. You hear about prime lenses all the time, which are really good, but they're really like film lenses or things that, it's all like on the fly. I need to get all of them in the shot, but then I want to get that close up of Kevin beatboxing or talking or whatever to be able to have a really good zoom lens that's got pretty like an f2.8. It's expensive, but that kind of lens is really beneficial.
So you choose an f2.8 zoom lens over like an 1.4 prime.
For videography, yeah.
Hmm.
Now, if you
Interesting.
can get a 1.4 zoom lens, it's like
Oh, well, yeah. $17,000 later.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, really, and the reason is because if I'm standing here and I've got a wide shot, and
Yeah.
then you can immediately get into a 50 millimeter,
Yeah.
and that's like what your eyes see, and then I can get a zoom lens. I mean, for a lot of the time, I was working with a 24 to 105 on my Canon, the Canon L Prime series or whatever, and it was an f4 though, and you're like losing some light,
Mhm.
and when you lose that light and that depth of field, it's a little bit crisper, especially now when the cameras are so good. So as you're doing videography, I would definitely say a zoom lens more
Mhm.
so than a prime.
Hmm.
A third piece of equipment, I mean, getting a drone you can operate is really great, just because like the establishing shots of a drone are unbeatable in my
Yeah.
opinion. You can always get a wide shot of a building, but to get the whole landscape, it just brings the quality up pretty significantly.
And to piggyback on that, they are getting incredibly inexpensive. Dude, I remember, and like for good quality. Like, I remember when like the DJI stuff was like, you're dropping $1,500 for like a decent one, and
Mhm.
if you wanted anything good, it'd be like 4 or 5 grand. Now you can get like an actual pretty good one for like a couple $100. Like, yeah, you're not going to put it on like, MGM Studios, but like for somebody that has no idea that this is, you spent $300 on this drone, people are like, oh, that's a cool photo, especially if it's a 4 second clip,
Yeah,
So,
definitely. I know the I mean, I have the Mavic Air, and it
hmm
was like $400 or something,
hmm
and it's maybe not amazing in high winds, but okay, whatever. Like it shoots in 4K, it shoots in slow mo, and it's easily operable. I mean, it's definitely worth the investment.
oh
And learning how
yeah,
to fly is cool and really fun. Like
a
you
hundred
look down at what
percent.
you're doing, and you're like, this is so cool. I can't believe I can just do this in my hands right now.
And there's so much less stress when you're operating a $400 item as opposed to a $4,000 item. I was stressed flying that thing when it was like 300 or 400 bucks, but I couldn't fathom it being $4,000 crashing into a tree kind of thing. So,
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. I've crashed a drone into a tree that then dropped into a stream. I've lost one into a cornfield that took 45 minutes to find. Like,
oh,
I'm not doing that with a 45, like $100 drone. No way. No.
I love that, man.